I'll never slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Got a few stories I want to tell you today about the kitchen and the chow hall. A lot of stuff kicks off there. That and the basketball court. I've seen a lot of stuff kick off there too. But if you're new, subscribe, like, and share this. If you like prison content, let's go. First one I'm going to tell is in the line. I've seen fights getting all kinds of them happen in the line. You know, the chow line. Usually there's a wall on one side, and then there's rails. You know, there's one in particular I want to tell about. Is there was a guy in front of me, kind of short white dude, and in front of him was a black dude. I think I've told this story, but I'm going to go ahead and tell it and add it to these others. Now the guy in front of him was patting his head like this. The guy turns and looks at me, kind of like, what? You know? Turns back towards him and starts making sounds like a monkey, you know? And the guy turns around and he kind of starts laughing. It was on. You know, and the rest of us is trying to get out over the rails, under the rails, you know, get away from it. And he messed that guy up pretty bad. I've seen people get into it over cutting in line. Don't cut in any line. Because you're disrespecting. Even if you go up to where your partner's at and said, hey man, can I get in here with you? It doesn't matter, the guy behind him is not going to like it. Don't do that. I've seen many people do that. If you bump into somebody, it's going to happen sometimes. If you accidentally bump into somebody, apologize, you know, say my bad, you know. And they'll usually just nod, okay, you know. But if you don't apologize, they're going to take offense to that. Like you're disrespecting them, you know, like you did it on purpose. Because sometimes people will bump into people, especially new people, just to see what they're going to do. You know, just kind of bump into them. And if they don't do anything, then they're going to consider them weak, you know. But this next one's about me. Now, I was in Potosi. I had this cellie. Now, Potosi's a pretty much a lockdown camp. You know, it's a punishment camp. And not only did, when we had rec, I saw my cellie. We also worked in the kitchen together. And they had us teamed up. I could not believe that. And he couldn't either. And he told him, well, we both went to him, said, hey man, can you kind of separate us? We see each other. The only time we don't see one another is when we're asleep. They wouldn't do it. Well, you know, waking up, I saw him. In the wing, I saw him. On the yard, I saw him. We didn't work out together, but he was there, you know. We worked out in the gym. He worked out with his little crew, and I worked out with mine. But it was a small gym. He was there. Of course, we worked in the chow hall together. It's called Satellite Kitchen. It's kind of separate from the regular kitchen where we put the whole trays together for people in the hole. Because most of Potosi is the hole. There's only 2 housing units that's in population. The rest of them is the hole, the step-up program in 3 house. Then they had PC. Then they had long-term administrative segregation. They had 6 housing units. 4 of them was the hole, or PC. And PC, you know, they got fed too. You had to take trays to them too. But anyway, so one day we're down in the putting the whole trays together, and we just got on one another's nerves. I don't know even what started it, but we got arguing, and the next thing you know, we're banging. And it's stupid. It was, when I tell you it was stupid what we was arguing about. It was stupid that we got into it outside the cell. You know, like somebody said, why didn't you guys handle this in the cell? Well, it just happened at where we was working. But you know, we were down in the hole, put us in the same wing, and they put him catty corner to me, so he could look out and see me, and we're talking. We're good now. It was just that one instant, you know, we just got on one another's nerves. You know, looking out the window, black eyes and knots on our heads and stuff. How you doing, man? Need anything? Stupid, man. We went to the hole. It was stupid. Same place. I seen two big guys. I told you about this one big guy. This guy was huge, and he wasn't all fat. I mean, most guys he looked like he could just throw him around like a rag doll, and come to find out that ended up being true. There was another big guy. Not as big as he was, but pretty damn big. And they get to joking and playing around. And the smaller one, you know, they're having like a food fight. A food fight. What, 12? But anyway, they're just passing time. And it was all fun and games until the bigger guy got smacked with a pancake upside his head. You know, pretty much got slapped right across the face with a pancake. And it was on. The guy picked him up, slammed him down. I mean, and I couldn't have picked this guy up. There's no way I could have. But he picked him up like he was nothing and threw him down. And they started fighting, and the guards came in there and broke it. And it took a lot of guards to break it up. It was it was crazy. At the walls, I've never been so mad in my life, but I'm glad these guys stopped it. In the kitchen, I wasn't in the kitchen, so I don't know. This is what I was told happened. Some little dude in there takes a styrofoam cup, urinates in it. Come out, there's these big containers, and they was cooking spaghetti in it. Dumped the urine in that. He got caught doing it by a couple guys. Oh man, they beat him up so bad, and he had to go to PC and all that. But I hardly ever went to the chow hall, and this is the one time I did. And just imagine, you know, and chow was late because they had to do everything all over again, you know, because what he done. But I'm just thinking, man, I'm glad those guys caught him and noticed it. But it still is enough to make you mad, you know. Anyway, so when you're going to the chow hall, one, don't cut in line. Don't get up there where your partner's at because you want to get up there by him, or you don't want to wait in line. Don't bump into people without apologizing. And just be aware of the chow hall, because things kick off in the chow hall. Like I said in one of my other videos, I think I've said it in several videos actually, if it gets quiet something's about to happen. And if you're new, just don't sit down anywhere. In a lot of chow halls, people have certain places they like to try to sit. It doesn't always work out like that for them, but they like to try to sit in a general area, you know. So just be careful where you sit. All right, that's all I got for you. And see you next time. And check out this book thing on the end.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are